So you might want to take what I'm about to say with a grain of salt. So I'm sure the majority of you, well, at least the majority of you that read Ultimate Spider-Man are fairly well versed in the Ultimate Universe, 1610 universe. You probably think that you'll probably just think that this is wishful thinking, but here's why I think that Peter Parker, at least the 1610 version, will be returning in Ultimate Spider-Man issue number 200, set to come out tomorrow. So, several months ago, I've said so to open 3 statements now, okay. I promise there'll be more variation in the future, the near future, so several months ago, I don't really have a source, Bendis, or Brian Michael Bendis, call him a hack, call you whatever you want, but he said that he was planning on doing an Ultimate Spider-Man version of Scarlet Spider, which this image of Ultimate Iron Spider, Scarlet Spider, who knows, possibly confirms, although it could just be one of Peter's supporting cast's idea of how his future may have been, as we've already seen Kitty's, with him married to her and all that, and Gwen's. And with USM issue number 200, he was going to do something that would bring all the lapsed readers. See how I'm doing? Well, you can't see anything that I'm doing. Or just lapsed readers. That's what he said in his own words, i.e. the ones who grew bored with or weren't interested in Miles Morales back into the Ultimate Spidey fold. Also, Bendis also said something along the lines of a reveal in issue number 200 that would make readers scream. The simplest answer is usually the correct one in cases like this. It's not going to be Jessica. Why would it be? She's still alive and kicking. Miles won't be getting his own Clone Saga. His poor heart just probably couldn't take that kind of strain. His poor little heart. It's either going to be the Scorpion clone, who Bendis pretty much forgot about, or Peter himself. Now, going back to what I said about the Visions of the Future thing, that seems very likely, considering Captain America, Giant Man, and Thor are in the spread. I don't exactly know what to make of Iron Man's armor, though. It just looks like a modernized take on his classic 616 Mark III armor. Though Giant Man was killed in Ultimatum, Thor and Captain America... Well, Thor's not dead, he's just trapped in the negative zone of Galactus, and Captain America just killed himself. He just unheroed. So either Scorpion clone Peter or plain old Peter will be returning. It's what everyone wants, whether they choose to admit it or not. I mean, you get all these claims of how it would cheapen Peter's death and other nonsense, but in the wise words of Darth Vader, I did a spoonerism there. Search your feelings, you know it to be true. I see what I did there. Nice. Every Ultimate Marvel fan misses him. I mean, let's face it, he was the lifeblood of the Ultimate Universe, and he needs to come back in some way, shape, or form. The possibilities of team-ups with Miles as a sort of surrogate older brother or mentor, the new young Ultimates, and his trying to make a new private life for himself, or coming to terms with his fame and everything that's happened to him in everything that's happened in the 2 years he was gone. So that would open a lot of storytelling doors. If it was Scorpion returning, we could have him living up to Peter's legacy and having infrequent bursts of just going completely batshit. Now, I would pay £6 a month to read the adventures of Ultimate Batshit Scarlet Spider or Iron Spider. Right, how would Peter's family and friends react? How would Mary Jane, Gwen, Kitty Pryde, Johnny Storm, Iceman, Jonah, Aunt May, the list goes on, deal with effectively having the figurative ghost of a dead person back in their lives again? On top of that, if Bendis is smart, he would cash in on the Amazing Spider-Man 2 monies, like Dan Slott has been doing by bringing back 616 Peter in the actual The Amazing Spider-Man title just in time for its release. A Spider-Man sequel was recently greenlit by Marvel, as Bendis confirmed, I believe, and if 616 Peter, 1610 Peter, and Miles teamed up, well, the sales would just be through the roof, let's just say that. I mean, to add to this, the first arc of Ultimate Spider-Man Miles Morales, or Miles Morales Ultimate Spider-Man, or whatever it's called, is called Revival. Now, I know what you're thinking, it's probably just some sort of symbolic title, since he's back to his usual street-level self, as opposed to cooperating with S.H.I.E.L.D. like he did during Cataclysm, but there is the slight chance they might be suggesting a literal revival. Look at the cover for Miles Morales Ultimate Spider-Man issue number 2, I mean, the way Miles is holding the costume, the poster of Peter in the background right above him. I don't know. That would just be my guess. It's almost as if he's asking himself, am I still Spider-Man now? I mean, just look at his facial expression. So, I'm just picturing how Ultimate Spider-Man issue number 200 would go. So all of Peter's friends and family imagining what it would have been like if Peter had lived, and everyone's finally coming to terms that he's gone forever, and each person leaves those what-if fantasies behind. And then, the bomb drops for the reader. He's not dead. Guys, it's pretty simple. Miles and Peter each get their own ongoing. Peter's is about being Spider-Man, and everyone knows he's Spider-Man, and I mean, I know 616 covered this before, but there'd be no reset button on this one. And Miles is a continuation of the classic kid as Spider-Man and has to learn to juggle his life as a superhero with his life and his secret identity. Everyone wins. Now, come Ultimate Spider-Man issue number 200, are we just going to have another Pete was such a great guy story? No, it wouldn't be necessary for the narrative. Killing Peter off and still keeping the series going doesn't actually make the series relevant to itself, just because the new main character also has spider powers. It's like Street Fighter 2010. It's just a very loose continuation. So my evidence for speculation as of now stands at 3 major points. The Zodiac Key and its big relevance to Spider-Man's death. Revival with a big villain from Peter Parker's past, with the idea that it's the Kingpin. The Kingpin had the Zodiac Key before it was stolen from him by Mysterio and Black Cat. So why would key elements from Peter Parker's life suddenly be re-emerging, and why is the arc called Revival? You tell me. There's a new suit in the Ultimate Spider-Man issue number 200, which could easily mean there's someone else. But what Bendis has said about it so far seems to hint at a possibility that it's Peter. And every single Spider-Man that's ever existed is teaming up soon. I know we've gotten the huge teaser image, and I know just the original Ultimate Spider-Man isn't in it, but there's always time to adjust. And why would the Zodiac Key, an item that can alter reality with a mere thought, be introduced in the prelude to Death of Spider-Man? Peter was always meant to come back, and he's had a way to do it since before he died. Right now, Tony Stark has the Zodiac Key, and that new fancy suit in issue number 200 looks like something Tony Stark would make. And he sure as fuck wouldn't make something like that for a complete stranger. Face it, the prodigal son will return, and the second coming of St. Peter is right around the corner. Thank you, Based Bendis. But seriously, get the fuck off all new X-Men and Guardians of the Galaxy.